Alright, shalom. I had to relocate. Bear with me. See, your pastor's supposed to be telling you how to avoid being destroyed by them thermonuclear missiles, man, when World War III starts. You know? You're not supposed to be voting, praying to the wrong God, which is idol worshiping. Like the scriptures say, you're supposed to be in all holy and righteous conversation. Your meditations are supposed to be of the scriptures. Alright, slack it. Bear with me. Hold on. All right, Shalakia. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's the end of that article. Okay, yeah, that's the end of that article. Slacky, I'm gonna try to bring up another one. Because this is how Trump responded. Outside of those, the ballistic missile that Vladimir Putin shot off. Outside of that, suspicious. He passed a new nuclear doctrine deterrent. I haven't yet to read it yet, though. It's a couple different articles. Satan took like 2 of them. I have to go find out what those ones are. Russia's new nuclear doctrine key points. I can bear with me, man. This motherfucking phone. All right, so Russia has a new nuclear doctrine, but this is the key points on it. They got both of them posted up on RT. It says President Vladimir Putin has approved changes to the basic principles of state policy of the Russian Federation on nuclear deterrence. It says Russian President Vladimir Putin has officially signed a new national nuclear doctrine that outlines the scenarios in which Moscow will be authorized to deploy its nuclear arsenal. Here are the key points of the updated document as stipulated on the Kremlin's website. It says 1. State policy on nuclear deterrence is defensive by nature. It is aimed at maintaining the nuclear force's potential at the level sufficient for nuclear deterrence and guarantees protection of national sovereignty and territorial integrity of the state and deterrence of a potential adversary from aggression against the Russian Federation and or its allies. In the event of a military conflict, this policy provides for the prevention of an escalation of military actions and their termination on conditions that are acceptable for the Russian Federation and or its allies. See, or its allies. That's Ezekiel 38 and 39. Two, it says the Russian Federation considers nuclear weapons as a means of deterrence, their use being an extreme and compelled measure, and takes all necessary efforts to reduce nuclear threat and prevent aggravation of interstate relations. That could trigger military conflicts, including nuclear ones. 3, the Russian Federation ensures nuclear deterrence toward a potential adversary, which is understood to mean any individual states or military coalitions, blocs, alliances, which see the Russian Federation as a potential adversary and possess nuclear arms and or other weapons of mass destruction, or conventional forces with a significant combat capability Nuclear deterrence is also ensured toward any state which provide the territory, airspace, and or maritime space under their control, as well as resources for preparing and conducting an aggression against the Russian Federation. Right, man, so the Russians covering all aspects. All right. It says an aggression of any single state from a military coalition bloc alliance against the Russian Federation and or its allies will be regarded as an aggression of the coalition bloc alliance as a whole. Right, it says an aggression of any single state from a military coalition bloc alliance against the Russian Federation and or its allies will be aggression as an aggression of the coalition bloc alliance as a whole. Right, so if any one of them, that's why Russia was saying if the Ukraine joined NATO, that's an act of aggression, because once a NATO member has problems or goes to war with the nation, the whole coalition joins in hand. So Russia like, well, I'm gonna nuke every last one of y'all. That's an aggression towards me. That's why they're not letting Ukraine in right now. And which the NATO is what, 29 nations to come up against the Russian Federation. Russia like, nope, I'm just gonna shoot the missiles off. 5, an aggression against the Russian Federation and or its allies of any non-nuclear state with the participation or support of a nuclear state will be regarded as their joint attack. Well, let me read that again, because there's aggression going on against Iran, between Iran and Israel. The scriptures say, be a guard unto them. So Russia making sure they covering their allies. This is Bible prophecy, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 38. I'm gonna read 4 again. Let me see. 4. An aggression of any single state from a military coalition, bloc, alliance, EU, NATO, against the Russian Federation and or its allies will be regarded as an aggression of the coalition, bloc, alliance as a whole. 5. An aggression against the Russian Federation and or its allies of any non-nuclear state with the participation or support of a nuclear state. This is the one that they included America in on. Will be regarded as their joint attack. That's why I gotta I forgot, I ain't gonna lie to you, but a lot of these missile systems with these advanced missiles have to be operated by the specific government that supplies them, unless they're doing the training right now, so verse 6, I'll say verse 6. Number 6, the Russian Federation reserves the right to use nuclear weapons in response to the use of nuclear arms and or other weapons of mass destruction against itself and or its allies, as well as in the event of an aggression against the Russian Federation. Right, so even if you don't use a nuclear weapon, if you use a bomb that's almost equivalent to a nuclear weapon, man. It says, as well as in the event of an aggression against the Russian Federation and or the Republic of Belarus as constituents of the Union state using conventional arms, if such an aggression creates a critical threat for their sovereignty and or territorial integrity. It says the decision to use nuclear weapons is taken by the president of the Russian Federation. Right, man. See, Russia not playing no more, man. This is Ecclesiastes, Slovakia. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. It says, and the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, which is Russia, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh by Shemarashi, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, because the Russians are Edomites, heathens, according to the scriptures, man. The chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. It says, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Right? And how did the Lord put the hooks into Russia's jaws? By Russia making these pacts with former USSR members, bringing them up under the banner, so to speak. And they turning that Russian spirit back into the former USSR, man. And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields. Hey, that's all this weaponry and stuff that they got, that they've been speaking on. Their missiles and nuclear shields and things of that nature. All of them handling swords. Persia, which is Iran. Ethiopia, these are the Russian allies that that the document is speaking on. And Libya with them, even China. So, you know, they got other names that ain't even in the scriptures, but are allies to the Russian Federation. All of them with shield and helmet, because they all gonna come together to fight, like the former USSR against the US and Israel, because the US and Israel's allies, since they are a part of NATO, are going to turn against them, man. Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Togomar of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. See, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's what that document was basically speaking on, Russia being a guard unto its allies. Be thou prepared. They prepared. They've been, see, it was before the beats of war started with, all the turmoil with involving Russia and various other countries started. They was already boasting of their nuclear capabilities, of their missile capabilities. Iran was doing the same thing, you know, of their tanks, aircraft, drones. You know, various nations was doing this, but primarily the Russians and the Iranians. Iran supposedly had the best missile capability over there in the Middle East, outside of the nuclear missiles, you know. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Right, the Medes is the Russians. They're not going to regard silver, meaning you ain't able to pay them off. They had already been getting rid of the U.S. currency and forming pacts with other nations to use, to come together and use their own currencies, or even come up with their own currency for them, you know. This is all being done by the Lord, though. This is Bible prophecy. This is what you see happening right in front of you, man. Verse 18, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. The nuclear missiles going to dash the young men to pieces. America's going to be hit by thermonuclear missiles that's going to kill these young men, especially these guys, these, what they call, for these niggas, these Latinos. You know, I don't really think they include Gad in there, but Gad looked like Judah. So you never know. But it's a thing for all young people. These young niggas. Them young niggas, they making skits and everything about the young niggas being extremely evil, wicked, man. Just killing people. Disregard for authority. Just crash dummies. I'm reading it again. Isaiah 13 and 17. 18. Their bows, the nuclear missiles, also shall dash the young men to pieces. You young men, you young niggas are young men. Y'all gonna be hit by thermonuclear missiles. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, because y'all mothers is birthing y'all, and y'all becoming monsters. Because one, there's no truth in the land, like it says in Hosea. Two, the woman is raising the men. Hold on, fuck it, bear with me. All right, this is Isaiah 13 and 18 again. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, the children in the wombs, man. The eye shall not spare children, right? So nuclear missiles are going to hit no matter what age you are, man. And Babylon, which is America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, right? How was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? Fire and brimstone, man. Same shit that's going to happen for America. This is Genesis chapter 10, verse 19. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as thou comest to Gerar, unto Gaza, as thou goest unto Sodom and Gomorrah, and Admah, and Zeboim, even unto Lasha. Let me see, because these are the... So I can bear with me. Right, I'm just making sure. Right, so those were the 5 cities, just as well as Sodom and Gomorrah, man. 5 cities total were destroyed. Okay, slide the bed with me. Satan always messing up the devices. You don't want this shit coming out about these faggots. These lesbians. Fucking. This is Genesis. Genesis chapter 13, verse 11. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from the other. This is Lot and Abraham. And Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan, which is eventually turned to the land of Israel. And Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent towards Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. All right, just to give you an example of what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. They get. Okay, bear with me. I'm just going to give you the cities, the 5 cities that was right there. Genesis chapter 14, verse 2, it says that these made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and with Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, and Mibber, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is Zoar. All right, this is Genesis chapter 18, verse 20. It says, and the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence and went towards Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before the Lord Yahweh. And Abram drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked that be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the places for that sake. And Abraham answered and said, Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, If I find there 45, I will not destroy it. And he said, and he spake unto him yet again and said, Peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And the Lord Yahweh went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned unto his place. Now, moral of the story is, the only righteous that was found there was Lot, and his wife turned around and turned into a pillar of salt as they ran, which is symbolic for the spirit of the woman looking back and desiring the materials and things of or she desired the materials and the things of that place. You know, same thing now applies today. There's an elect men chosen that's going to be delivered from the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, which is America. And a lot of women going to turn back, but there's going to be a lot of women that return, though, unto the Lord, though, you know. Not everyone is going to be destroyed. The righteous are going to be delivered, but the America is still going to be destroyed, man. Same thing happened with Lot. Slacker, bear with me. This 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 5. It says, and spare not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow. Right, so if America is going to be done like Sodom and Gomorrah, that means this place is going to be turned to ashes, man. condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. Right, so Sodom and Gomorrah was an example of how not to live. And delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For that righteous man dwelling among them in seeing and hearing vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. And now we experiencing that just like how he experienced it. And it's on the TV, it's on the witchcraft box, man. They try to teach your children. They got segments of it on Netflix and these various programs. This is Jude chapter 1 verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication, because it was 5 cities in total, and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. See? So they was hit by fire and brimstone. This is Matthew chapter 10 verse 15. It says, verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for this city. Meaning America is going to get it worse than what Sodom and Gomorrah got it. Sodom and Gomorrah is not going to be compared to how the destruction that's going to come upon America from them thermonuclear missiles, man. This is Matthew chapter 11 verse 24. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and the day of judgment than for thee. This is Luke chapter 17 verse 29. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Right, man. There it is, plain as day. That's what this place has coming. Now, what's an example of fire and brimstone? It's going to be the nuclear missiles. This 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. That thief in the night is because the people are not watching. They are not updated with the information of the prophecies. They don't have the spiritual discernment. Not only that, the Lord not dealing with it. 1, 2, the U.S. nuclear shields aren't going to be able to detect the Russian nuclear capability because the Russians are far more advanced than the U.S. now, man. And then the Lord going to be involved in this also, man. You know? So people not going to be aware as to what's going on. It's going to be too late by the time they realize it, man. 2 Peter chapter 3. Verse 10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. See, that's what the day of the Lord consists of, man. Destruction. When he returns, he's going to bring destruction. in the which the heavens, which America is a heaven, shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Everything here is made of an element, man. These buildings, the bus, these cars, the people, these poles right here, the cameras. Everything right here is made of an element. So everything right here is going to be burned up, man. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. See the works, the church, these churches, these witchcraft, Bohemian Grove, these P. Diddy mansion. One of his mansions looked like he did a lot of witchcraft in there by how it was set up and designed. You know, all these secret underground tunnels, these underground, these domes, military bases. Ain't nobody gonna survive the missiles that's gonna hit America. America's gonna be flatlined. So no matter where you at on the soils of the U.S. of a funky ass ape, you gonna die. You gonna have to be delivered by way of a so-called UFO, which are the chariots of Israel. You have to be an Israelite. 1, 2, you have to be, well, 1, you have to be of the elect. 2, you have to be an Israelite. Or however you want to say it. Y'all understand what I'm getting at. Ain't no crackers, no Edomite devils, no white folks getting in no chariot UFO being delivered from the nuclear destruction, man. All those that believe that gonna die with them in this place. And more maybe by nuclear destruction. Yeah, by nuclear destruction, man. By nuclear destruction. Because the people that die before then gonna be raised back up just to be hit by the thermonuclear missiles, man. Second Peter chapter 3 verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Right, speaking on this truth, this doctrine. Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, see, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So we supposed to be looking and hasting for the coming of the day of the Lord, man. We ain't supposed to be sitting here wanting to be here, partake in this place. When this is coming to this place, man. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens, starting with the elect, heaven on earth, and a new earth, the kingdom of heaven, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Right. The law, statutes, commandments, which is the new covenant, which is part of the new covenant. In this aspect is gonna be put inside the minds, the spirits, same thing, of the children of Israel. We're going to be made perfect. Keeping the laws perfect. And the other nations are going to have to learn our laws, man. That's why it's going to be righteousness. We're going to rule in righteousness. Not like how the devil has been ruling, man. The wicked, according to the Bible. The devil, the white man. He's at the top of the list, man. We under his rulership, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. That destroying wind is a nuclear wind. And will send unto Babylon, which is America, fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. The nuclear missiles is what's going to empty this land, America. North, south, east, and west. The whole fucking US of A, North America. It says, and against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, the nuclear missile. And against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadine, his armor, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. See that young men again, you young niggas, them young niggas, gonna get hit by thermonuclear missiles. But not only y'all, all her hosts. So everyone that's gonna be left here on the soils of America, those that took the RFID chip, the MOTB, the CHIP, y'all gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles.